Hey, what's up everybody? We are back today with the Descent DLC, tracking down all of the weapon schematics, the Tier 4 weapon schematics that come with the Descent DLC down in the deep roads. Now you're going to have to bear with me on this video. I'm going to go through all of them in one video, however I'm going to give you a caveat up front. Finding some of these is haphazard. It is not guaranteed. The reason I say that is now that I've been through a few playthroughs in here, I have noticed that the schematics that show up in certain places are variable. They're not always the same. At the end of the day, once you finish out the entire zone and kill off the final boss, as long as you go where I show you to go and do what I tell you to do, you will have all of these schematics that you need to complete your set. However, what you see in the video may not be exactly what you find in your own game, so bear that in mind. Alright, so caveat out of the way, let's get started. The first schematic that you're definitely going to find, and I can guarantee you will be there, is the Revered Defender Bulwark schematic. That's a Tier 4 shield schematic. You find that after coming down into the deep roads. You're on level 1. You just made it down from the lift. The lift is right here. There's the landmark. And you headed in here and you got attacked by a big nasty ogre. If you go ahead and loot the ogre's body, on the body you will find your Revered Defender Bulwark schematic. So that's the first one. We'll be back with the next location in just a moment. Alright, so we're back with our next location of where a Tier 4 weapon schematic is going to be found. Now, I say location because it's not guaranteed exactly which one you're going to pull out of here. Where are we? We've just established our first camp on level 1 of the deep roads. So here's the lift we came down. Here's where we found the Revered Defender Bulwark schematic when we fought off the ogre. We headed down through here, fought off a bunch of darkspawn, and then established our camp. Once you establish your camp, come up here and loot this chest. Now, when I loot this chest, watch the left-hand side of the screen because there's not going to be actually loot that you normally see. It's just going to be notifications of loot gained. Okay, you can see I gained the Lyrium-Reinforced Longbow schematic. However, I've been down here on my mage, and when my mage touches that, I gain the Lyrium-Reinforced Staff schematic. So you're getting what I'm saying here. I'm hopefully that this is not a guaranteed one where if you touch this, you're always going to get the bow, or if you touch it, you're always going to get the staff. This is just what I've seen on various playthroughs down in here. So keep that in mind. This is one location that you will pull a schematic out of. It will vary based on your Inquisitor's class. That seems to be the determining factor. So we'll be back with the next location in just a moment. Alright, our next stop on hunting down our Tier 4 weapon schematics brings us to level 2. Here's the lift down from level 1. You head all the way down in this direction. You pick up some gears in here to open this gear door right here. And then you continue down here, pick up some more gears in this room, and then open this gear door right here. Once you're through, you come into this large room, fight off a revenant and some undead minions of his, and then loot his body, and on his body you will find a Tier 4 weapon schematic. Once again, this is not guaranteed to be the Stone Stalker blade. I've had it be other things, so note, if you don't see the Stone Stalker blade here, don't panic. You're going to get all of them. It's just going to be a little bit different in your playthrough than it is in mine. But this is definitely a location where you do pick up a Tier 4 weapon schematic. So we'll grab this, move on to the next one, and we'll be back with that in just a second. Alright, before we get into our next location, I want to back up to the Revered Defender Bulwark schematic. Although I have seen that, I swear to God, on every single playthrough I've done drop from that ogre, given how variable all these other drops are, you may not see it. I can't guarantee it because I don't control the game and I don't control how it works, but it literally every single time has dropped there for me. That's why I initially had told you I'm guaranteeing you that you're going to see it. I don't want to say that because you know how I feel about putting out bad information, so it honestly may not show up for you, but literally every single time I play the Descent DLC and go through with another character or on another difficulty, every single time that Defender Bulwark shows up from that ogre. So I just want to put that out there because I don't want to guarantee anything that I can't control. But on to our next location. We are now down on level 3 in the ruins of Hadrian. Here's the lift you take down from level 2 to get here. You make your way down across this bridge, over here, and into this room. Once you're inside this room, there are 2 gear doors in here. So you came in through that door. There's a gear door on your right, and there's a gear door on your left. Go in the one on your left, and down these stairs on the left, there will be a chest. In the chest, you will find another tier 4 weapon schematic. Once again, this is not guaranteed to be anything specific. I've seen it be the bow. I've seen it be the staff. I've seen it be the dagger. So, and obviously we're now seeing it be this stupid Maul. So definitely keep that in mind. It's not going to be the Maul for you every time. It could be something else, but we'll grab that and be on to our next location in just a moment. Alright, now we're on to our next location. This one is still on level 3 of the Ruins of Hadrian. This is where we just were, where we found our last schematic. You want to come out of that room, down south, and as you make your way down this hill, hang a right, your right, left on the map. You're going to come over here and you're going to find another gear door. Install the gears, and inside, all the way in the back, you're going to find another chest that has the potential of giving you a tier 4 weapon schematic. So you can see this is confusing, I know, and I apologize, but it's just the way it is. This is the same schematic that we just saw in the last chest. Had we picked that one up, if we came down to this chest, it wouldn't have given us anything, and I wanted to show you that it does have the ability to kick out a schematic. I just wanted to make the video as accurate as possible to what the chest could potentially give you, not just walk up to it, have it give me like 1 piece of gold or something stupid like that, and then not give a schematic for the video. So I wanted to show you can absolutely get a tier 4 weapon schematic from this chest, so make sure you come down and check this one. We'll be back with our next location in just a moment. Alright, we're on to our next location for where we can find a tier 4 weapon schematic. This time we're down on level 5, the Bastion of the Pure. What you need to do is get down to level 5. You'll finally get this waypoint, and then make your way down along the right-hand side of the hill. Circle around here. Now there's 2 ways to go to get in here. I'm going to show you the way that'll always work for you. You can take the other way if you want, if you've already kind of progressed a little further into the game. If you wrap around this way, you will come to where I'm standing right now, where you see this light coming out of the side of the hill. If you jump up in there, there is an operation marker that you can drop that will allow you to excavate this cavern, because when you go in there initially, if you haven't done the operation, there's just a bunch of boulders in your way. Same thing for over here. If you have not done this operation, if you were to try to go in this back way, you'll only run into boulders and you won't be able to get past them. So if you've already done the operation, instead of winding your way around the hill, you can just go in the back way and get to where we're going anyways. However, if you haven't done the operation yet, I wanted to show you where it was, how you get it, so you actually know how the hell to get in here. So come in here, here's the operation flag, here's a passageway that's going to be blocked by boulders. Once you get that cleared out, head inside, and then head up this ladder. And when you get to the top of the ladder, you are going to find a chest on the left. So go ahead and loot this chest, and this chest may be empty for me. Yes, okay, so this chest had the Revered Defender Maul in it last time I checked as well. I know, we're seeing 3 of them and it's kind of annoying, but I tried to avoid that with the last video, but I couldn't avoid it with this one because I wound up picking it up and not remembering that there was one in here. But definitely come and check this chest as well, because this chest does contain a tier 4 weapon schematic. Alright, so what happens when you get to this point and say you've picked up, say you're a rogue. Let's use that as an example. You've come in here, you're a rogue, you've picked up your dagger, or sorry, you've picked up your Revered Defender Maul schematic, you picked up your shield schematic, and maybe you picked up your bow and your dagger schematic. Maybe you didn't pick up your dagger schematic. You got your bow, shield, sword, and that's it. and the Maul, because, Jesus, the Maul shows up so much. How can you not pick it up? So you go through all of these chests, you pick up all of the schematics, except you're still missing a few. You're missing your staff, or you're missing your dagger, something along those lines. How do you remedy that? You're not just going to give up and be like, well, shit, how do I get the rest of these schematics? The way the game fixes that is that once you beat the final boss, it fills in the missing schematics. So I have definitely gone through here and missed out on things like the dagger, like the staff. And when you kill off the last boss, automatically you're given those schematics. It doesn't mean you have to kill the last boss to get those schematics normally. It just means that by random chance, none of the chests that you looted, none of the guys that you killed dropped those schematics. So there's no other way for you to get them other than for the last boss to give them to you. It's nice that BioWare decided to throw that in there, given the incredibly random nature of loot when it comes to the schematics and finding them in this DLC. So that is it for finding all the locations where you can pick up tier 4 weapon schematics. We'll be back with just a second to actually check out what all of them look like. Alright, so let's check out these tier 4 weapon schematics and see what they look like. This is the Revered Defender Longsword. You can see the slots available on that. Not a bad looking sword in my opinion. Here is the Revered Defender Maul. You can see the slots on that. Here is the Lyrium-Infused Staff. If you don't like this look of it because it's like too dark or something along those lines, I assure you, craft it and try to use it. You're going to like it. I really love the way that looks in action. Here is the Stone Stalker Blade. These are badass looking daggers in my opinion. You can see the slots on that. Here is the Lyrium-Reinforced Longbow. I like the fact that it has such high DPS. I mean, it's more than Haken's Wrath, which is also a tier 4 bow schematic. But I don't know. I don't know about the look on it. I don't know. It's just not. It's not my favorite. I would really like to be able to craft the Longbow of the Griffin and have it still shoot 3 arrows, but have it have the max DPS that the highest DPS like this one does. I don't know. That's my opinion. I think that's one of the most awesome looking bows in the game. Next is the Revered Defender Bulwark. You can see this. That is a badass looking shield. They really went out of their way to they definitely, you know, hit some home runs on some of these weapons and armor schematics for the tier 4 stuff in the Descent DLC. I just definitely have to take my hat off to whoever the designer was who's in charge of making some of these weapons. Some of these are really nice looking. So that is it for the weapon schematics that you can get in the Descent DLC. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. And remember, the locations I showed you are not guaranteed to give you a specific tier 4 weapon schematic. They are only guaranteed to give you a tier 4 weapon schematic. So keep that all in mind as you're adventuring, and if you still get to the last boss and you haven't found all of them yet, have no fear. BioWare will correct that for you once you've beaten the last boss. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching. Take care.